if you want to be taken seriously, you move different. And I think one thing we saw at this battle, a lot of guys being fucking groupies. But I get it, because the thing is, neither Kendrick or Drake can do anything for me. I've interviewed both of them. I've seen them live. I don't need free concert tickets. I don't want to hang out with you. I don't want to date you. I don't want I don't want anything. Yeah. So I can view it through that lens. Yeah. Whereas I think a lot of times men, they can be easily seduced. I get it. A guy hits you on DM. Yo, come on the private jet. Oh, you want to go to the strip club with me? Oh, Those things are, and again, this is like very sort of apparent, but a lot of times.
Whoa, who's the private jet humper?
Math, you've never been in journalism. You've never been in journalism. It's different.
You've seen it. You've seen it.
I've seen it.
Radio. You've seen it in podcasting.
You were saying, you've seen it recently. What I'm trying to tell you is this is not.
There were a lot of guys lining up to the Frank stand for this one.
There's a bunch of dudes.
And I understand. Proximity to celebrity can be very seductive, right? Fame is a really weird thing. Like, rich is one thing, fame is different. Imagine out of nowhere, we start hanging out with MECC. There's no line. We always go to the restaurant. The owner comes out, everything is free. Women come, like, it's intoxicating. And I think a lot of men in the game, and I get it, but you can get compromised very quickly.
I'll say the older guys.
And all of a sudden,
the older guys probably made their bones later on in life. Because for me, I've been popular since I was a kid. Not popular in the way like I'm on television, but I'm known in my neighborhood. Yeah. Everybody knows. You know what I mean? Like, yo, that's just. Yeah. So I've watched people throughout the years do shit that I would never do, because it's like, that's corny to me.
I agree.
If you got to do that to get that, then what the fuck you got a talent for? You know what I'm saying? And I've seen it. I've seen it recently.
But I also understand, like, to play devil's advocate, where people can get sucked in. It's just funny to me how women are seen as the groupies in hip hop. No. Men are the bigger groupies. Are there women who are trying to like fuck these artists? Yeah, but they're not the women in like my position, people who are veterans who actually work. Because if you move that way, you can't be in this game for this long. But men, there are plenty of men who they like the residual fame. They want, the free clothing. I get it. It's so intoxicating and seductive. But to me, it's kind of also sad when I see grown men act that way.
Beating women up to get a picture with
my God. When Jay-Z is in a room, I go to the other corner because people will push you out the way.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jay don't want to talk to you. And if he wants to, he would know you and you'd be talking business.
I've seen that.
Men will push you out of the way to get to a man. I'm like, I don't know what you're expecting to have.
I've only had 2 conversations with Jay-Z in my life. Neither one of them have been in an interview, and they've both been super quick. And both times,
we both reached for a piece of chicken at a party. There's my Jay-Z story.
I tried to get Google.
And one time he threw his T-shirt at me at a concert, and this white guy grabbed it from me, and that was my welcome to New York.
The first time I spoke with Jay-Z, I think I may have interrupted somebody else's conversation.
Was it me? Was it a woman?
No, it wasn't a woman.
Probably.
It was a guy.
Did you push someone out the way?
Then he kind of did this catty thing with me for the rest of the night. So when I was talking with Kanye, he comes over and he puts his arm around. I'm like, this is weird shit.
You started it.
You started it.
No, I wanted to give him my mixtape.
You started it. So what?
Maybe they were having a heart-to-heart convo.
Hey, if Jay-Z stops and he starts having a conversation with me,
you started it.
Your conversation was probably
stopped this moment.
By the conversation he wanted to have.
You stopped this moment. Yeah, block. Yeah, you started it.
So he did it with you and Kanye.
Anything.
Oh, you blocked.
You
intercepted.
You know my conversation with Jay?
Hey, I just think that type of shit is weird.
I'm sitting at the boards next to Guru. He had just played the American Gangster album, but he had it's fucking fire.
So good.
Overrated, underrated.
It's on my top 5 list.
It's underrated as fuck.
No.
He had just played the album. He played us the Let That Bitch Breathe with Nas, but he didn't play us the Nas verse.
Wow.
And I was sitting down with Guru, and I'm trying to finesse him to play the Nas verse for me. I just want to hear the whole song. Like, I'm super pissed. And Jay leans over and says, yo, where did you say you work at again?
Oh,
shit. I didn't really know who was talking. So the Source. Where? And I look up and it's him. Source Magazine. To get real formal now. Yeah. Source Magazine, sir. And he goes,
Mr.
Yo, you a sharp dude. And I'm like, yo, appreciate that. And That was it.
That was it.
He called me a sharp dude because before, he was talking about same album. He was complaining about how he put out Blue Magic first and it didn't go with any of the other songs.
No, it didn't. It's an outlier.
Right. I told him, well, you just make that the intro to the movie that you do.
Yeah.
And then every other song is part 1, part 2, and you just go on. He was like, but what, this one said, well, you just do it in parts. You're sitting here with Alan Hughes, the dude who made Menace to Society. You just make another Streets is Watching.
Do you have an A&R credit on that album?
No. But somebody in one of his homegirls, he said, yo, somebody get this kid's card.
Yeah.
And the room broke out laughing. And then some woman.
And you're like, no, I'm serious. I want points on this.
Some woman leaned over in my ear and says, I think you just got yourself a job. And I completely blew it.
Wow.
I fucked that up completely.
How?
Because I didn't push past anyone else to talk to him after that. And then when he came to me when we were sitting down and he compliments me, yo, you're a sharp dude, I also then didn't press because my attitude was too far in the other direction.
Yeah.
Right.
My attitude was,
don't be thirsty. Yeah.
Right.
I was so
It's a
worried
fine
about
line.
You classified driven as being thirsty.
I was so
It's a fine
worried
line.
about how it looked, I ignored what it was.
Yeah.
Which I think is a huge issue today. Too
Right.
many people are way more concerned about how it looks than what it is. And this is a mistake in my career.
Yeah.
This is a huge mistake. I'm not sitting here trying to play cool and nothing.
Yeah.
Like at that moment, when I actually had the ear of one of the premier MCs of all time in our genre,
Yeah.
and I tossed it because I don't want to look like, you know.
But you
I wanna
know
look
what
like
though?
no dick rider.
But also,
I
but
ain't
you
no
know,
dick rider.
but you know what though? To
I ain't no dick rider.
play
Fuck
devil's
shit, but I
advocate.
ain't no dick rider.
But to play devil's advocate, and look, I can't speak for Jay, but I would think he would respect that. Because the problem is someone like him is so used to people pitching themselves, trying to get something from him,
Yeah.
and you came representing the source. If
True.
you come representing the hip hop Bible, but you're kind of giving me your resume on the side,
Which is exactly what
I would be sitting here like, so you're going to represent Rock Nation and do that to me.
to somebody with
So
somebody
I think
else.
you actually made the right decision. Like I get it, it's a
Yeah.
fine line between being overly aggressive and assertive versus being a wallflower. But too many people, I think, get really fucking excited. In my mind, if we're meant to be in each other's lives, I'll see you. And you know what? He knows who you are. So if you want me, Hov, you know where to find me. That's it.
That's
it. But that's my mentality.
And that right there was the best card that you could get.
I consoled myself with that thought.
I think you have
after the
to.
fact.
Because a guy
However,
like him is too used to being pitched.
my intention was
now
I
I'm
had
pissed.
to be honest
I'm
with
angry now.
I had to be honest with myself.
No,
when
but
it
if you're
happened.
confident in
Fucking
yourself,
angry. I'm
our
fucking
paths are going to
furious
cross.
now.
And you know what? At the
shit.
end of the day,
Mac, you don't
it goes
come
back
to
to
my
the
studio sessions,
500,000 versus like lunch with Jay-Z. You want him to approach you. Like if you're doing dope shit, he'll find you.
Right.
You don't
That's
got
a
to
fact.
pitch yourself.
That's a
Right.
Does
fact.
that make sense? Of course, be sort of visible, but you don't need to keep telling me how great you are. Jay knows.
And that was my philosophy of just keep working. Eventually somebody's gonna reach out to you.
But it's hard because we all grew up. Like when I came to the industry, I interned at Bad Boy, and I had to like basically, hi, I want to intern for you for free, for no money. I'm from the Midwest. Like you had to do that shit because that was also what was taught to us, right? You read like Kevin Lyles' book,
take the short
From
to
Intern
get
to the
in.
President. You shake every hand, kiss every baby. And I do think especially young people should have that sort of go-getter mentality, but it's also being strategic where you're not like, you're hungry, but not thirsty, if that
And
makes
that's
sense.
a fine line because
Very
it's
fine.
it's perception.
100%.
What you see as hungry, somebody else sees as thirsty.
100%. And one thing I think, like I personally try to work on more is asking for help, right? Like we're so used to like
awful
being
at
in
that.
our own, hi,
Yeah.
I need, like even like
I'm
honestly,
awful at that.
like this happened because we ran into an event and he was like, oh, like you should do this show. I pitched him like months ago when my book came out.
And I couldn't find a way to make it work then.
Do you know what I mean? But if let's say I was too cool, well, if MECC knows, he knows where to find me.
And I did. And I hit her.
But I also,
No, she's not bullshitting.
Yeah.
She's one of the most
Yeah.
capable journalists I know with a
Right.
sharp mind, articulate with everything. She gets a point across smooth. I was looking for a reason in a way to work her into the system.
we
but
just need rap World War III.
Hey, when you get it where you get it how
said
you live. You
take
figure it out.
Rap War 3.
World War III.
World War 3. I call it Civil War.
I saw that in Billboard. I didn't like the
They're
connotation.
not civil.
Why not?
Yeah, because neither one of them is civil, and they're not from the
There's
same
that.
place.
And also no one was trying to separate from the union.
Yes, they were.
Who?
everyone was trying to break from underneath the fucking dictation of Drake. Everyone
Okay,
he's
they were
given
trying
a
to oust
number
a
one to
dictator.
were like,
Ousted
Ousting a
I
dictator is
think-
different from civil war.
I think it's more like that.
so. World War II would have been.
I think it's more like that. I think when this many people have a problem with you, you have to kind of.
Yeah, there's an Oprah moment somewhere.
I think
you're
that
the
album-
one consistent.
I think Future's album should have been called "We Don't Trust You Around Our Girlfriends."
That's a given.
Yeah.
But he might also be guilty of that.
But isn't
I don't know if Future is innocent of that as well.
Isn't
Yeah,
that wait? Because you said earlier you don't trust dudes who cheat on their women.
Right.
Yeah,
Isn't there something to be said for a guy who goes after other people's girls?
100%. There's no bro code.
Oh yeah, he did it to me.
For me, that
Wait, what?
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rapper.